Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting and Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkoviak, and today we're going to talk about my shot sequence here. Okay, I just did one on why I shoot instinctively, that kind of stuff. I've done some on my arrows. I've been doing a lot of traditional bow hunting videos here lately, and today I want to cover my shot process. All right, so I do shoot instinctively, and I shoot 3 under, I shoot split finger, not 3 under. So basically, when that arrow is on there, I am splitting that distance right here like this. Try to give a little gap between here so my fingers aren't pinching tight. Use a tab, that kind of stuff. Shoot off the shelf, but I camp my bow pretty hardcore. I usually, when I go to shoot, I usually drop my knees a little bit if I can, get hunkered into it like this, and this is how I shoot. Okay, this is my position of that bow for canting. Is so you can see it's a pretty extreme cant that I'm doing on that bow, but it works for me. It works because I'm a short guy, so when I'm on the ground and I'm kneeling down, that limb I have clearance. When I'm in a tree, I can get clearance to this side, which is the hardest side to shoot, but I can wrap around and get clearance there. This side, I get pretty good clearance too. Before that, I can tuck that in, lean out around the stand and tuck in there, get that limb back there, and it works good for me. It's my process. I've always shot that way, but it just kind of puts me, rather than being like this, which is not bad, I kind of hunker in and lock in and get in the zone, and I like that, and I get that bow out of my view. I'm not trying to see past the bow. It's out of my view like that, and it opens up. So I really like that shooting style. But my process, never done a video on the actual process of it. What am I doing? How am I shooting it? So I don't care where my feet are. Okay, I'm not a target archer. It makes no difference to me what position I'm standing in. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. What matters to me is all what's going on here. I anchor middle finger in the corner of my mouth right in here. I can feel it. So sometimes you'll see me come in and creep a little and settle in and find that. But that's I'm hitting a tooth in my mouth. I can feel it right through my lip that I'm going to. So I anchor there with my middle finger, corner of my mouth. I usually have a whole grip on that bow, okay? A whole hand grip. Sometimes it's a little loose in the bottom, but I want that line of that weight. Hang on, let me prop that. I want that bow to be running right down through here. Okay, when I'm holding, I want it right there. So if I kick off a little bit, it doesn't matter, but I want it right through the center of my hand. So usually I'm locked right on it, or maybe slight kick, but it is a full grip and full pressure like that. Or like I said, maybe you'll see it slightly a little bit where it cocks out and you can almost see a little gap in there, but really it's all right down that point of my bow. Right there is where I want that pressure, going right down through that spot of my bow is where I want it. I keep my hand close to the shelf. That arrow almost rides, as you can see, right on my finger. Sometimes I can feel that there on my finger. I like that. I don't want my hand down here. Okay, I want my hand right up nice and close to that shelf. That's where I like to be at. So I kind of just feel that. I know where that shelf is, and I when I come in and I set, I'm putting it on, and that's where I want to be. Is right there like that. I like that finger almost, that arrow almost riding on my finger. And in the process, I want my elbow, it's not bent, okay? Bent elbow, you see a lot of guys that shoot, like this with that real bent elbow. Okay, I don't know how else I could show you that bent elbow that's like this, and then they push it forward. I don't do that, but I am still pushing with that bow arm. My elbow is out, but it is not locked. Okay, it's not locked in, but it is straight, but not locked. There's a difference. Just slightly unlocked is how I like it. That way I can give that little bit of push. My release, I come in and I anchor in there like that, and I hit, and then what I'm doing with that, the game plan is to hold that, find that tooth, hold it right before I release, just to put that last little bit of tension, whether it's an 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, whatever it is. But honestly, half the time I'm just holding it there, and then I'm just, I'm releasing. It depends on how hard I'm thinking about it. But that's my goal, is to have that slight modified, come in, lock in, and then give that last little bit of pop. That last little come in and lock in, and then that last little bit right there as I release is the plan. Does not always happen that way. It just is what it is. My release is that's my weak point. Very horrible. I try on it all the time. Problem I have with my release is when I go to release on that string, and I'm back here at full anchor like this, so I'm back in here and I'm drawn in. When I go to release, my hands do not whoop and release the string. They kind of open on a 45 and make the string work off of it. They just go to there, and that string has to wiggle off of it. It's kind of like that. It sucks. It's not good, but I can't break that tension in my fingers to get a full smooth release. I can't even if I try imagining cutting my hand, I try this, I try dropping a bucket, I try all that stuff. I cannot get that perfect, boom, clean release. Doesn't matter if I pull through, doesn't matter what I do. That's always my problem, is that release. And I struggle with it. But it is what it is. I learned to deal with it, and it's how it goes. I do hold for about, I don't know, maybe a second to 3, depends. Sometimes 8, 10, depends on what the animal's doing. And I practice holding for different amounts of time regularly. Okay, and I could hold this bow for, I could hold it for a half hour if I wanted to. It's only 57 pounds, 26 inches my draw length, but I can draw that thing back. I could sit here and do the whole conversation like this and stay here the whole time, never having a worry, never nothing, and then shoot it when I want to. Okay, so holding gives me that control of knowing that those animals are going to be, you know, if they're looking at me, I can hold long enough to give them a chance to look away. I'm not holding because I need to line things up. I don't have to, not even a little bit. I can literally take that, bring it back, and come right back in and shoot it and have no problem. Doesn't make any difference, okay? I don't want to do that. I want that total control, being able to take that in, bring it back. Here, we'll do the whole thing for you so you can see it. The hand grip, the anchor, everything. So I come in, I'll get right in here where you can see it. But this is basically how it works. See my cant, everything. You'll notice that pressure, everything I talked about. Come in and I lock in right there, and there it is, just like that. That's basically what's going to happen. That's kind of the game plan. I got one more arrow here. But it is... everything about it is meant to be controlled, where I am in control, because it's hunting situations. I don't want to surprise shoot. I don't want to personally snap shoot. I don't get comfortable with that. I get target panic. I don't want to have to release the arrow when it gets back. I don't want to have to aim. I don't want to have to think about things. I don't want to have to gap. I don't want to have to string walk. I don't have to want to count pressure. I don't want to have to, I don't want to nothing. I want to look at what I want to shoot, shoot it. Here I am. I'm standing here. I hunker in. Pick that spot I want to shoot, bring it back, kind of draw. I start drawing from down here. You'll see I'm already starting to tension a little bit. I finish it high, but come in like this, get set, bring it up, line up where I want to be, and shoot it. That's what I do. You know, it's a controlled, that kind of a situation type deal. So that's my shot process, where I own all of it. That is my game plan. I'm a control freak, and I want to own every aspect of the whole thing. My release being my weak point, but that is, I want that grip the right way. I want that arm to be locked out but still extendable. That last little bit, that's what I'm looking for, just to have that last oomph in there. And I want that release to come back a smidge, but like I said, never does. But it works for me. It works. That whole system of that shot setup works good. It works good on the ground, works good in a tree, works good from anywhere I'm shooting at. I'm out of field tips. I do got a judo here. We just won't shoot it at the target, but that whole concept of that canted bow, when I draw that at you, look at the difference here from what the viewpoint is, okay? And I'm not knocking vertical shooters, but see, if you shoot vertically, okay, like this, that's what you got to contend with. Where when I get that in and I hunker in, I have that whole total control right there like that. That's kind of my system. It's what works for me. It's functional. Back tension, I don't worry about back tension. If I get it, great. If I don't care. Because I have to be able to shoot from all different angles. I might be on a stand facing this way, expecting deer to come through, and they come in, you know, I have to turn. I want to be able to turn and make this shot right here. Watch, I can still get full extension and shoot this without a problem, okay? What if they come in this way, and here I am like this, and I need to do this shot? I need to be able to make that. I'm not going to get full back tension. I'm not, watch the length of the leftover arrow. I won't get anywhere near there, but I can still look in for it right there. We'll aim for that little knot on that right there, but if I have to, I can turn and twist and still, and I got it. And shoot that way and have that same effect, you know, that weird, you know, you can do that stuff because of the fact that I control every aspect of it. I practice it and I know. So that is my shooting style, my shot process. That's how it works. Sorry, I'm starting to sweat here. It's still 94 degrees and it's getting late out. But All right, went and grabbed those arrows. Here's a couple more just to show that to you so you can kind of see it in real time here. I'm going to shoot these 4 arrows so you can just pick and choose whatever part of the process you want to look at here. So I come in, start to draw, comes up, locks in, and there it is, just like that, okay? That one I actually kind of pulled my arm and I was looking at the camera right at the last second. But comes in, just like that. We got an arrow rattling here. There we go. This is my judo rattling, feathers rattling. But it's that whole mental aspect versus muscular memory type thing, but it's just what works for me. I've tried a lot of different ways, and it seems to be that this is the most repeatable and gives me the most control that I want in my shot setup. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.